Good morning. I, Dr. Jyoti, Assistant Professor in Jagannath University. First of all, I would like to thank our HOD, Dr. R.K. Mudgil and Student Wing for the success of Youth Webcon 2020 and providing such great opportunity for being part of this e-conference. Today, I am going to talk about position release therapy. Let's first know about the technique. This technique includes positioning of the body or the body area or the pain area in such a way as to evoke a physiological response which help to resolve the musculoskeletal dysfunction. In this technique, therapist place distressed body part or distressed body segment in the most comfortable and pain-free position. The technique is a method of total body evaluation and treatment also. In this, we using tender points and position of comfort. First, when patient come to us with pain, the tender point is find out in the patient body, and then patient body part is move away from the restricted area or barrier, or we can say that the positioning of that segment toward position of comfort mean pain-free zone. This technique is indirect or passive technique. Indirect, we can say this technique is indirect in the way that the body part move away from the restricted barrier. Now, what is restricted barrier? Restricted barrier in which our body not allowed to move. Secondly, we called it passive technique. Passive technique is because therapists perform all the movements without help from patient sides. As I told earlier that the therapy using tender point or position of comfort. So first of all, most severe tender point are found or palpated by using finger pads, like I am using my finger pads to palpate the trigger points in trapezius like this. So most severe tender point is found out among all the tender points, or then used as a guide to help find the patient position of comfort. Then two things are used in this therapy. That first, finding the tender points by using finger pads, and then using that trigger points or tender point for position of comfort. So first let us know about what is tender point, or a little bit about tender point. Tender points are palpable nodules which may vary from 0.25 to 1 centimeter. These points are located deep in tissue, and upon palpation, tender points, when we are palpating these tender points, our finger pads feels retarded passage over the skin or the fascia, and this retarded passage is due to increased hydrosis. These points is usually 3 to 4 times severe than normal tissue, mean these are sensitive due to pain. If we are pressing normal tissue, then it is not sensitive, but if there is any underlying tender point and I am pressing it downward, it is usually 3 to 4 times sensitive or painful than normal tissue. After palpating the tender point, if I am pressing the tender point downward or the below, so the localized changes are occur. And what these localized changes? These are increased sensitivity or pain. Now, where these tender points are lies? So these tender points lie in the tissue which are shortened due to injury, or shortened at the time of strain. Or secondly, it may also lie under the skin or fascia which is chronically shortened in response to chronic strain. So it is little about tender point. Now the point is that how hard should tender point be palpated during assessment. So the answer of this question is that it should be palpated with firm hand. Mean we cannot during palpations the palpating hand or the listening hand should be placed over the area of pain or the problematic area formed. Means neither with light touch at a point that the tender point is missed, or not with too hard hand that other tender point is elicited. So after finding the tender points, we can use these tender points as a guide for position of comfort for patient. When therapists find position of comfort either by subjectively, mean by patient perception, or tenderness, or objectively by reducing in palpable tone of tender point on it. So the results of PRT, when we are applying PRT, then what results comes? Optimal relaxation of tissue is one of the result of PRT. This optimal relaxation includes normalized tissue which are associated with dysfunctions. It means when there is dysfunction occurs in skin or fascia or the musculoskeleton due to musculoskeletal problems, then the our tissues behave or work in dysfunctioning. So these PRT work on tender points and normalize the tissue, which not only pathological tissue but the associated tissues also. It decrease irritability of the tender points, or then we can achieve position of comfort, means the pain-free range of motion or increased range of motion at a particular joint which is restricted by that tissue or due to dysfunctioning of that tissue. We can use this 2 to 3 degree range, because if we are using the ease or the fine tuning after 2 to 3 degree of range, the antagonist or opposing facial structures under these tissues or surrounding which are surrounded these structures are increased in stretch and causes a proprioceptive neural spillover. So we can use 2 to 3 degree for fine tuning only. So these all comes under the PRT effects. That first is I again repeated that first it normalize the tissue which are associated with dysfunction, decrease irritability, and achieve the position of comfort. There are some terminology also used in PRT, or we can say that this is the history of PRT. So what is that? First is the strain counter strain theory, or you can say that this is a history. According to strain counter strain, musculoskeletal dysfunctions can affect muscle, fascia, and bone. The muscle responds to injury by protective muscle spasm. Whenever there is a injury in muscles, the muscles protect itself by showing muscle spasm, and facial system surrounds the muscles. So any injury or inflammation in muscles or musculoskeletal system result in adhesive or adhesion formations. So in 1954, Dr. Lawrence Jones was treating a patient suffering from low back pain from 2 months or 2 month duration. The patient does not respond to any chiropractic practice care or displayed the spasm. Due to that spasm, the patient is complained about low back pain. John Lawrence accidentally propped the patient in position with several pillows for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, when patient come out of position and the patient come out from painful position and was able to stand comfortably erect. John used this position for the position of ease or exaggeration of position in which spasm was holding him. Mean the patient, the position which hold the patient in spasm. John used that position exaggeration by using several pillows. Or after 20 minutes, the patient is capable to come out that painful conditions. John found that position exaggerated the distortion which result in release of spasm. The spasm is gone. This John approach used John approach used verbal feedback from patient. The technique basically work on modules of musculoskeletal dysfunctions. First module is somatic dysfunction, which is the somatic dysfunctions used in PRT or described in PRT. It's short duration term impairment or altered dysfunction or related component of somatic systems. Mean it is short term impairment or altered dysfunctions, and the dysfunction which is occur at large proportion by musculoskeletal pain and dysfunction from myofascial element as opposed to neural or articular tissue is known as large proportion or musculoskeletal pain. PRT, like other functional therapies, do not alleviate or attempt to treat any tissue pathology. Instead of primary role of these therapies, it is relieve somatic dysfunction. However, the observed phenomena by Sir Jones is associated with somatic dysfunction, and he described the therapeutic effect of PRT on these dysfunctions. So, the Sir Jones described by three ways. First is nociceptive, second is facilitated segment, and third is facial dysfunctions. So, in proprioceptive system, as John is specify it describing his technique as placing of body in direction of greatest ease or comfort to arrest in appropriate proprioceptive activity. John specified that maintaining of patient position of comfort for a maximum period of approx 90 seconds appear to be neutralized non-adapting reflexes arc, which is responsible for continuing hypertonicity. In position of comfort, there is reduction and arrest of inappropriate proprioceptive activity. These activity arising due to any injury or dysfunctioning of somatic tissue. So when we place the patient in position of comfort, this inappropriate proprioceptive activity is inhibited. As a result, when we use PRT as a treatment of muscle tension, it decreases fascia tension, muscle tension, and decreases joint hypomobility. All these decrease in fascia tension, muscle tension, and joint hypomobility increases the functional range of motion at that particular joint or decreases the area of barrier also, restricted barrier also. And simultaneously all these things can affect on pain. The pain is decreases. PRT appear to have a damping effect, or we can say that on general level of excitability within the facilitated segment. It may exert an influence in reducing the threshold within the facilitated segment and may open a window of opportunity for central nervous system to normalize the level of neural activity. The neural activity which is become inappropriate due to any injury or spasm in a muscle or fascia. So due to PRT there is a passage is open in central nervous system, and central nervous system act in a way that these inappropriate proprioceptive activity is normalized at the level of neural activity. So position release technique appears to be capable of initiating a release of tension pattern both at neuromuscular level and also facial level. So on working nociceptive, proprioceptive, facilitated segment and facial dysfunctions, PRT can help to correct the inappropriate proprioceptive dysfunctions. So what are the therapeutic effect of position release therapy? First, it normalizes or normalization of muscle hypertonicity. Whenever there is injury in the muscle or the surrounding structures got hypertrophied. So it work on that. First, when it is working on neuromuscular phase, then phase of PRT we can use for treatment session is around 90 seconds. For general orthopedic patients for 90 seconds, and for neurological patients it is around 3 minutes. So it decreases the hypertonicity. Second, the therapeutic effect of positional release technique, that it normalizes the facial tension. It is hypothesized that when it work on facial tension, the second or facial phase of PRT treatment begins after 90 seconds, and it is same for orthopedic conditions for 90 seconds and 3 minutes for neurological patients. In facial tensions, PRT involve the unwinding action in myofascial tissue. In this way, it decreases the tension created or increased in fascia. Third, the PRT help to reduce the joint hypomobility. When the muscle crosses the joint, they are usually become hypertonic or tight, or which result in joint hypomobility. So when we use PRT as a treatment on muscle or fascia, the PRT relaxes the muscle or fascia and creates a ease, or there are some extent in tension around joint, which allow joint to move freely and decreases the joint hypomobility. And the next PRT effect is that PRT increases circulation and reduce swelling, which turn the healing tissue toward its normal side. And the next effect of PRT is that it is effective to decrease pain by working on all above components, like on inappropriate proprioceptive receptors, facilitated segments, all this. So it capable to decrease pain and increase strength. How that it increases strength by normalizing proprioceptive and neural balance within the muscle tissue. Thus, PRT may optimize the biomechanical efficacy of the muscle and improve responsiveness to prescribed conditioning exercises. Thank you.